name is Nerea Ojanga, and I run a consultancy called Midwife Nerea. The International Midwives Week is celebrated every first week of May, and the midwives get to celebrate themselves and about the work they do. The culmination of that week falls on the 5th of May, and that is called the International Midwives Day, where they go out. Some of them will carry banners, some of them will go to the community and share with the mothers, some of them will showcase what they do, the awards and everything that they have gotten. Some will actually go out and give presents to the mothers, either pregnant or who have delivered, and they get to share the day with their clients. In the midwives' history, we have an international confederation of midwives called ICM, and this is an umbrella body that works with midwives worldwide, and the main mandate is to share information, to teach, to do research, and be able to ensure that midwives countrywide or worldwide are able to manage mothers certain conditions. And their main agenda is to ensure that we reduce the maternal and neonatal mortality and morbidity. The theme for this year's Midwife Week is critical in every crisis. And just looking at the crisis, I would like to expand more or to just give you a definition. And crisis is a time of intense difficulty or intense danger. I would like to talk about crisis with how midwives will handle various types of crisis. And I want to look at how they evaluate the medical crisis. And I'm not talking about what they have learned in class about managing high blood pressure, bleeding, or baby who is tired, the way they call fetal distress. I'm just talking about a mother who has been picked by the roadside, maybe knocked by a vehicle, and now she's come to the hospital and she has a fracture. You can actually see a fracture here. They will bring that mother to the midwife. So the midwife can be able to tell them the baby is okay. Despite all this, what has happened to the mother, the baby is okay. And if the baby is not okay, then we stabilize the mother and stabilize the baby before they can touch this part of the mother which has been injured. So the midwife here becomes very critical in terms of handling this medical emergency, which is really outside her sphere of influence. But because midwives are trained to handle mother and baby, then that is how the patient or the mother is moved to a labor ward. The other one, crisis, is mothers come to see the doctors and to see the midwife. The midwives will do all the checkups and everything, and then hand over the mother to the doctor. And the doctor will listen to the baby. The doctor then will see how the mother is progressing, and he will be able to give a feedback. Mama, this is what you're doing. This is what is happening. You need to take these tablets. And not that the doctors or even other health professionals, physiotherapists, the nutritionist, but the mother will come to the midwife and say, look, this is what they have given me. Look, this is what they have told me. And the midwife then will be able to explain, you're taking these drugs because of this and that. You're able to, you're supposed to sleep because this is what they've come from the lab. This is your blood levels. And so this is what you're supposed to do about these blood levels. So the midwives is able to break that information to, if I can equate that to chunks that a mother can be able to swallow. Now, that is a crisis to the mother. If it is not handled, that's a crisis to the mother, and the midwife now is navigating through to make sure that the mother gets out of that crisis. The other one is now, perchance, mothers who they have actually gone through antenatal care, they've been taken good care of, but they didn't get a listening ear, they didn't get to share some things to a midwife. This then finally comes out after the mother has delivered. We call postpartum blues or postpartum depression. Blues, every woman will get postpartum blues, but there are those ones which now interfere probably with breastfeeding, or they interfere with the normal functions. This mother cannot function in her normal state. Not that I'm not saying that all the mothers who get blues could be that they are not attended, but there are some, some something you'll pick from a mother that it happened. Probably a difficult pregnancy, maybe fighting in the marriage, maybe an unwanted pregnancy, maybe a man who made her pregnant has disappeared. So if she didn't get time to share, then the midwife then will be picking it in the postpartum period, because she's not able to breastfeed because of the inadequacy, the low self-esteem, and so midwife then runs in to be able to deal with this crisis that has happened. And it will be showing up. She's not able to breastfeed, or she's crying. And so then the midwife picks that. And so that's why we're calling them. They respond to this crisis which has happened. So there could be other crises which a mother will go through, and they will actually come back to a midwife. The other crisis will be, now she has finished her postpartum period, which is 6 weeks, and she doesn't want to get pregnant. She'll come for a midwife, and she'll look for her midwife and find out exactly which method of family planning is good for me. And now that the midwife walked with her during pregnancy, then she's able to tell she had a pressure, she had some blood, some sugar in the urine. So she's able to advise accordingly which method will fit this mama without taking other methods which could exacerbate these other conditions. The other crisis the mother will be facing will be where the baby is 6 months. We've told them to exclusively breastfeed for 6 months. Tomorrow is the 7th month. What am I supposed to give my baby? Do I give cow milk? Do I give formula? Do I give? So then the midwife comes in and is able to say, no, we are going to give foods, and these have to be solid. How are we going to smash them? Are we going to blend them? Are we going to do a spoon? I don't have a blender. They don't have to go that way. So the midwife now makes sure that the mother gets how to feed her baby, the consistency of the food, the amount of the food. Remember, the baby still continue to breastfeed. So this crisis, then the midwife is able to navigate. Now, it has come to a time where baby now needs to go to school. The midwife is supposed to know which schools this little girl or this little boy needs to go to. I have had incidences where baby was born, and for some reasons the pastor or whoever is supposed to have come and dedicated the baby. So the midwife comes handy, and she's able to dedicate this baby to God. So you can see the vast respondents of the midwife to so much, from medical to that breaking down of information, to being able to tell the mother, this is the kind of family planning, this is the amount of food you're supposed to give your baby, this school is very good, and dedication of the baby. A midwife needs to be knowledgeable. And this knowledge is what they acquired when they went to do the midwifery courses, and they have to be certified by the bodies of which certify midwives. A midwife needs to be empathetic. A midwife needs to be present, to be there. A midwife needs to have a listening ear. A lot of things that happen in the midwifery area as is a sixth sense that smells stronger than an onion. That means you're able to pick what the patient has not said but wanted to tell you. So when we talk about the crisis the midwife has to deal with, the critical ones, it means the midwife then, other than being certified by various bodies of learning that they have gone through, you are a community nurse. So you have knowledge to deal with all these crises, whether medical, But then out there, they're expecting you to be a counselor, both counselor, marriage counselor, whatever counselor, social counselor. You're supposed to be patient. You're supposed to be empathetic. You're supposed to be a pastor to this. You're supposed to be an advisor. So the midwife is all round in the community. And the community knows the midwife is a go-to person for advice and for accurate information about health and some of the social issues. So very exciting that we have a whole midwives week to celebrate ourselves. Midwives, you do an excellent job. Taking care of two lives is not easy, and sometimes we suffer burnout. But because of the passion that burns in our chests, then we are able. Midwives, you do a great job. You are able to save two lives. You don't allow anybody to put you down. Don't tell somebody, I'm just a midwife. If the midwives are not there, I don't know what will happen in our labor wards. But you do a great job, and I'm so grateful that somebody recognized that we need a week. It falls on the 1st of May for us to be able to celebrate our hard work, to celebrate our victories, to even celebrate those things that didn't bring out very good outcome, but we overcame. Go out, midwives, and celebrate your victory.